things that have been taking place at our school. Savannah River Academy is located in Grovetown, Georgia, with a population of 15,152 people. Part of Columbia County, Grovetown is adjacent to Augusta, Georgia, home of the world-famous Master Salt Tournament and the Army installation of Fort Gordon, home to the Cyber Center of Excellence. On behalf of all of us at SRA, thank you to all who served and continue to serve our country to protect its peace and freedom. Would you please stand and be recognized? The non-sectarian, nonprofit, pre-K-8 private school. Our school emphasizes an inquiry-based
Turn this thing full blast sizzle. People want to see you. When it's smoking, do they work? We're going to talk to the space station speakers. We're talking about Is there any new ones?
make our school so special. Our principal, Miss Deidre Hangington, and our head of school, Miss Mary Beth Burns. Their passion and dedication has helped shape SRA into the amazing school we have today. Please help me in welcoming Miss Deidre Hangington and Miss Mary Beth Burns.
Thank you, Haley and Bruder, and thank you all for coming today. Before we begin today, I want to take a moment to recognize the many people that made this amazing experience possible for us. First, I'd like to thank ARIS, the amateur radio on the International Space Station, for selecting SRA to be a contact school. Mr. Frank Bauer, head of ARIS, kept the program running despite the hardships and challenges that have come with COVID. Next, I'd like to thank NASA for collaborating with ARIS to bring amateur radio into education and sharing the importance of STEM learning. This truly is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for our school and students. The American Radio Relay League is the National Association for Amateur Radio, connecting hams around the U.S. with news, information, and resources. They have been incredibly helpful to us, and I want to especially recognize our local representatives who you'll hear from in a little bit, Martha Muir and David Benoit. And we cannot forget to thank the Amateur Radio Club of Columbia County, as well as the North Fulton Amateur Radio League, who not only provided to our students the education and equipment necessary to engage in numerous STEM activities throughout the past year, but who have also provided countless hours and funding to support this event. I'd like to especially mention Rachel Jones, Dan Marshall, and Tony Rizzi for their tireless work to make this ARIS contact happen. Thank you. Finally, I'd like to thank the SRA teachers for educating our students during the past year and incorporating space-themed lessons into our content. They really have worked hard to change our curriculum to match this learning opportunity. Thank you to our staff, and most importantly, Ashley Carver and Dr. Nasiba White for coordinating the various pieces to promote this day and which are necessary for making this day run smoothly. Absolutely none of this would be possible without their hard work and organization.
Good morning. We have received two very special letters from local and state members of government, and we have Ms. Brinsley Thigpen with us today to share one of these letters.
Good morning, Savannah River Academy. I'm loud. I'm so honored to be here. I am representing your Congressman Rick Allen.
students talking with the real astronauts today. I want to say enjoy your conversation. The state of Georgia is proud of all you've done to reach this moment and hopes you carry this experience with you for years to come. Sincerely, Brian Kemp.
Space science and multidisciplinary and our teachers made sure to introduce us to all the various disciplines that contribute to space science. We learned about the history of space, starting from ancient times to modern age, scales of Georgia's structure of the solar system, about weightlessness and extra gravity. We were shown that weightlessness is similar to being underwater. We learned about buoyancy and fluid. This culminated in launching high altitude weather balloon in April 2021. What a memorable event this was. And let's not forget the extraordinary out of this world experience we have in Earth, which is almost all of them for space. This year we continue with orbital motion of planets, orbital motion around the Earth, and the orbital motion of the ISS. We learned about the Sun-Earth-Moon system. We learned geography, math, and applied those two concepts to our science and social studies classes. Our potential contact with the ISS is inspiration on adding new classes too. Computer programming and STEM classes with focus on space. In the past 2 weeks, our focus was the International Space Station. We researched its history, how it was built, and what its purpose is. So remembering space is not an easy thing, and we know what tremendous effort goes into studying effects on the human body. Another aspect of learning about space was learning about wireless means of communication. Thanks to Ms. Rachel and Mr. Dan, we feel confident that we can save the planet if something unpredictable happens, and we'll do it using amateur radio. Communication doesn't necessarily mean using radio or other equipment. There are different ways of communicating, and when information. Trust me, it connected us to our pen pals in Tulsa and Norway just yesterday when they talked to them on Zoom. Oh wait, they use the wireless internet and radio. Never mind. The point is, we learned to communicate internationally, and we are surprised at how much in common we all have to share. Wow, I'm sure I've been busy learning about space and wireless communication this year. Well, why are space studies and amateur radio important? Let's hear from Gwen and Claire. When scientists study space, they make discoveries that can help the world in other ways too. Studying how we might grow food in orbit or on Mars is a valuable insight into growing food in extreme conditions on Earth. This also gives us knowledge that can help to mitigate impacts of climate change. Medical research conducted on the ISS helps us understand the human body in new ways, helping save lives. Studying the universe beyond Earth gives us an important perspective shift. It makes us appreciate our beautiful planet that gives life to us all. Thank you.
Miss Rachel told us we will be talking to the astronauts on the ISS, the amateur radio. She and Mr. Dan talked us about Morse code radio and how to use handheld radio. We talked to people in orbit and far away in the galaxy using amateur radio. We all know it is used for communication. We also anonymously when the disaster happens, and the internet with cell phones do not work.
You might be wondering, what is amateur radio? Well, our next introduction might help answer this question. Please help me in welcoming Mr. David Benoist.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Very good. You know, it says here, the question is, what is amateur radio? That's a very broad question. But the point that I want to make, and I do this from time to time, is amateur radio is not just about the radio. It's about technology. That's a very broad subject. Amateur radio gets into digital, and of course it's into radio, but it's also into computer programming and the internet, that sort of thing. And those are all combined together. Amateur radio is a lifetime learning lab. That's the point that I like to point out. It's a lifetime learning lab. I got my amateur radio license when I was 19. I was in Europe with the U.S. Air Force. And I bought a heat kit, a complete radio, and I put that together over a 3-month period. I was very particular about putting that together very neatly. And it worked the first time I plugged it in. And from that time, that 3-month period, I learned enough to be able to do my job more effectively when I was in the radar shop. I worked in air defense radar, and it had all kinds of receivers and things like that. It made sense. The point of that is it is applicable to your job if you get into a technology-related profession. So remember that. Bring yourself on. Talking to kids and parents here. It's very important because it is a lifetime learning lab. Now, I like to use the toaster analogy. It's one thing to operate a toaster. Anybody can do that. You put the bread in there and you mash the button down. Eventually, a nice warm piece of bread comes back out of the toaster. But the question is, how does the toaster work? Who do you think is going to get the most important job about how something works? So I like to use this as a greater analogy. This is a radio and a computer. And it's one thing to operate it, it's another thing, and really it's more important to know how it works, at least in general. So as you go along in your profession and your education, remember that. Apply what you have learned and support yourself with that. It feeds on itself. What you learn at your job becomes applicable to what you do in amateur radio, and it helps you with your job in the technology area. Now, also, amateur radio is used for more than just technology. It's used in emergency communications. It's also used in general communications. And there are going to be times where these cell phones don't work. I think Savannah is probably a good example. And so you can use an alternative form of communications. Knowing how to communicate with the radio is different than just simply operating it. So that's another important aspect of amateur radio. I was being brief about what is amateur radio. There is so much to learn about it, but it is an educational, a very STEM-oriented thing. Thank you.
Turn this one on.
Hi, my name is Ruth, and my name is Chris. You must be pretty excited to talk directly with astronauts on the International Space Station today. While we're waiting for the space station to come over your portion of the sky, let's talk a little bit about how it's going to happen. Of course, Mission Control is in contact with astronauts all the time, using a big radio with lots of fancy equipment. However, we're going to be using something very different. We are going to use ham or amateur radio to talk directly to the International Space Station. When most people hear the word radio, they think of a music radio station. But it's so much more than that. Radio actually refers to the unseen energy that transmits all sorts of signals using electromagnetic waves. At first, we would learn how to send signals like Morse code. And then they discovered you can send so much more, like data, computer signals, and even TV.
Maybe you don't realize it, but you use radio every day. Maybe you watched the TV this morning, or you texted your friends, or maybe even you check social media like Twitter or Instagram.
Let's travel back to space for a minute. Since the beginning of the space age, humans have sent many spacecraft out into the universe. These range from the Hubble Space Telescope, orbiting the Earth daily, and the Curiosity rover exploring Mars. We've even sent a long-distance messenger, the Voyager 1, who has traveled outside of our solar system.
Whether it's capturing a great picture of a far-off galaxy or conducting experiments on the space station, radio has to do with all of you. And today, you're going to be using AM radio. Now you might be wondering,
amateur, or ham radio is a service and a hobby where operators can talk to people around their neighborhood, their city, their country, and even around the world. Amateur radio operators require a radio license from the government. They're not that hard to get. I have one. My call sign is KM4LAO.
And mine is 88-1 here. Our call signs are a way of identifying who we are to other operators. This lets everyone know that we have a proper license to use the radio.
As amateur radio operators, or hams as we are often called, we can talk with others about basically whatever we want. Often science or some new radio gadget that we are interested in. Let's move this back to the space station and your contact today. Many of the astronauts and cosmonauts aboard the space station are licensed ham radio operators. That's why your operators today are contact. The people here, as well as the astronauts, are licensed to talk to each other, and you are allowed to talk over to the radio. But our conversation today will be in an amateur radio station on the ground, either in this location or somewhere else around the world. We'll also need a radio in the space station.
Anyone has that? Anyone has that?
You can hear the calls coming. This is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, the International Space Station, over.
On the space station, the radio transceiver is connected to an amateur radio antenna mounted on the outside. One of these antennas will be used today during our contact. For our side of the contact, we need a good-sized antenna, a signal amplifier, something to make our signal stronger, and rotators for turning our antenna. We have to keep our antenna pointed right at the International Space Station. And remember, it's moving across the sky and fast. To aim the antenna properly, we need to track the path of the space station exactly. NASA uses complex systems to track the path of the space station and other orbiting objects. The satellite tracking program we are using works out a complicated set of mathematics to provide the orbital location of the space station, moment by moment as it moves through space. This information is sent to the computer that controls the antenna rotator, which moves the antenna to follow the space station. Maybe some of you have seen or worked with robotics. That's pretty cool stuff. And just like you can program a robot where to go, what to do, and how to get there, you can also program a computer to tell an antenna how to track the space station across the sky. You know, it took a lot of planning to get this contact. Several weeks ago, the ARIS operations team had to figure out where the space station's orbit would pass over this location. Then, they had to talk with the planners at NASA's Johnson Space Center. The cruise time was pretty cool, and they were able to find a time that worked for the crew member's schedule. Once they found times that would work both in space and here on the ground, the host organized this contact. And in just a few minutes, you'll be hearing and talking to the astronauts. So it's almost time for your contact. It will be exciting, so good luck with it.
I hope you have a better understanding of amateur radio and its connection.
Where's my cup?
I hope you have a better understanding of amateur radio and its connection to the ISS. Amateur Radio Club
Columbia County is key in educating SRA students about amateur radio and organizing the technical aspects of the contact. The club is part of a larger organization known as the Amateur Radio Union League. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Martha Miller, Georgia's Assistant Section Manager and Youth Coordinator of the American Radio Union League.
Hi there. My name is Martha Muir. I call sign W4MSA, and I am indeed the section youth coordinator for Georgia, which means I try to help teachers and students integrate ham radio into their program. It's a natural match for STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. I'm also a member of the ARIS Education Committee. Again, the whole committee, the idea is we're trying to reach out and engage students in STEM activities related to ARIS. I'm also a retired teacher. Perhaps you can tell from my talking that I am a teacher. ARIS itself was founded just about 25 years ago. 25 years and a couple of weeks ago. The first contact between the ISS and a school was 20 years ago. You know, relatively young, but still changing. It's a dynamic thing. The focus of ARIS activities is to increase STEM content in schools. STEM is a great thing. Again, science, technology, engineering, and math. This year, with all the programs and projects that you guys worked on, the idea was to expand your knowledge, your experience, and hopefully your enjoyment of various aspects of STEM. If any of the things that you did this year as part of the preparation for this contact tickle your fancy, go for it. Keep going, investigate it, do it more. There are many resources and opportunities abound. If you like some particular thing that you did this year, reach out and someone will help you do more, deeper, better, greater. There are scholarships available for folks in STEM fields. There are scholarships available for folks who simply have a hand license. Pursue your interests. Folks will be there to support you and encourage you. Do you know what job you want to have in the future? Okay, if you don't, the idea, keep taking STEM classes until you find the one that really resonates with you. If you like it, make it your lifelong career, and as folks say, you'll never work a day in your life. You'll be well paid, but you know, you're having so much to do in your job, you won't notice it. Ham radio provides experience to many aspects of STEM. You know that ham radio is more than simply talking on a radio. You've done digital communications, you've done Morse code, which is coding. You did a fox hunt, which again is using ham radio in an electronic way. Whatever your area of interest in ham radio is, there are folks around to help you do it more. We love doing this. Hams love sharing their knowledge. And again, if you can't find a ham who has your knowledge, contact me, and I'll find you someone. That's part of what I do. I encourage all of you who had fun with ham radio this year to go to Field Day. Field Day is the largest celebration of ham radio every year, and most clubs do it. The Amateur Radio Club of Columbia County invites you to come to their Field Day. It's the 4th full weekend in June. Hopefully Dan will reach out to the school will reach out to you guys. Go there. They will have a GOTA station. GOTA means get on the air. There will be someone there to help you make contacts with folks around the world. It is very common during Field Day, you know, pick a country, chances are you're going to make a contact there. They welcome you, they want you to come. Go and have some fun with ham radio. Don't let your ham radio experience end today. Keep going. It's good stuff. It's fun. Hopefully you notice it's fun. Parents, you go to Field Day too. Wouldn't be bad if you joined your son or daughter into ham. It's good for the family. And I've already talked to Dan. Dan's going to be reaching out to you, so please be sure to go to Field Day. Be sure to thank Rachel and Dan today or some other time, because they've done a lot of work getting ready for this ARIS contact. It's been a fun challenge for them. Let's see. In conclusion, yay, enjoy today. When you get home, look in the mirror. You're going to have a smile on your face that's going to last at least a couple of weeks, because this is an amazing experience you're about to have. The memories of today are going to last your lifetime. And parents, that applies to you too. This is something incredibly special. So, my final remarks, as we say in ham radio, 73. I've enjoyed working with you. Thank you.
The antenna you see outside of the school building will be tracking the ISS as it orbits the Earth and comes within the radio horizon. This antenna was transported from Atlanta, Georgia by Mr. Daryl Young
and Mr. Nathan Wood. It was transported specifically for this contact by Mr. Young. From all of us at SRA, we want to extend our greatest thank you for making this contact possible. Our gratitude goes to the radio operators Dan Marshall and Andrew Kramer as well. Thank you. It has been a concerted effort from many individuals to bring us to today's event, where students will directly communicate with an astronaut aboard the ISS. The administration of SRA volunteer members of Amateur Radio Club of Columbia County, our dedicated teachers, students, and parents, we've all been a part of this effort. Our entire school participated in creating questions. Time constraint will unfortunately not allow all students to ask their questions. Therefore, 10 students were selected to represent our school. As they ask their questions, they will introduce themselves.
Now I'd like to introduce you to the astronauts aboard the ISS, who the students will speak to is Dr. Thomas Marshburn.
Dr. Marshburn kindly volunteered to talk to SRA students today and answer our questions. He was selected by NASA in 2004. He holds a Bachelor's of Science in Physics from Davidson College, North Carolina, a Master's in Engineering Physics from the University of Virginia, a Doctorate of Medicine from Wake Forest University, and a Master's in Medical Science from the University of Texas Medical Branch. The North Carolina native is a veteran of 2 space flights, STS-127 and Expedition 34/35. Prior to becoming an astronaut, Dr. Marshburn served as a flight surgeon assigned to Space Shuttle Medical Operations and to the joint U.S.-Russian space program, and eventually became the medical operations lead for the International Space Station. He is currently serving as pilot of the NASA SpaceX Crew 3 mission to the ISS, which launched on November 10th, 2021.
Good morning. My name is Ashley Carver. I'm the administrative assistant here at Savannah River Academy. Are you guys having fun yet?
Yes!
I know the weather is the best we could have asked for, but it's not going to stop us from our job today, right? Okay, so at this time, when Tag cues for me, we're going to show a video that Dr. White put together of our kiddos. But at this time, I think it's time for some jokes. What do you think? Okay.
Yeah.
These may be dad jokes, but I'm a mom, so we're going to call them mom jokes, okay? If athletes get athletes' feet, then what do astronauts get?
Mistletoe.
Hey. How much is the moon worth? $1 because it has 4 quarters. They're great. What's an astronaut's favorite key on the keyboard? The space bar. What planet is full of cows? The moon. How do you organize a space party? You plan it. I would like to, you ready? Okay, this is the best part. I would like to turn it over to Tag. He's going to show this video that Dr. White put together. After this video, we have about 15 minutes, maybe 20 until contact time with the space station. So after this video, students, please remain seated. No students are going to get up. But parents, if you would like to visit the hot chocolate truck, you're welcome to. We're going to kind of take a sabbatical to lag time. We have some lag time until the contact starts. So after this video, students stay seated, teachers stay with students, but parents, if you want to visit the hot chocolate truck, you're welcome to. And then I'll kind of give an all call for everyone to head back to their seats when we're ready for that. Okay.
Okay, stereo's at 3, mic's at 0. Can I go inside? Yes. I'm freezing. And my shoes are completely wet.
folks, a moment of truth. We're not going to make you turn off your cell phone, all right? Because, you know, the cell phones are going to be needed for taking pictures. But please, please, please silence them. Thank you.
Wonder if Dr. Marshberg, the Lord of the ISS, is as patient as we are.
Welcome to Mission Control. I'm Dr. Nasiba White. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a science teacher here. I teach middle school science. We're currently waiting for the ISS to come within the contact range, or AOS, please correct me if I'm wrong, in the radio lingo. It should be within the next 4 to 5 minutes. I also want to use this time to remind you to silence your phones, please, but also contain your excitement when you hear the astronaut's voice. And especially I'm looking towards this side of the room because I know you guys are excited. So please do not clap or make any loud noises. I was told that there's a little trick in sign language. You can do something like this when you're excited. So please use that when possible and if possible. Okay, so let's wait here another maybe 4 to 5 minutes and then we'll have our contact. Welcome to Mission Control. We're currently awaiting ISS to come within the range, within the contact range, or AOS in the radio lingo. Please remember to silence your phones and contain your excitement. So if you may, please use the trick that is used in sign language and just shake your hands in the air instead of clapping or producing loud noises. Thank you.
The antennas start tracking at -5 degrees or 5 degrees below the horizon. It has started tracking. Okay, we got you real clear. You're only 2 degrees so far. But, stand by for students.
Copy that, stand by.
This is Khadija. How do you celebrate birthdays on the ISS? And do you light birthday candles? Over.
Boy, Khadija, I wish we could light birthday candles, but that's one thing we can't do. We don't like fires in space, even tiny little fires like on birthday candles. Because we don't have any windows and no place to go in case things catch fire. But we do celebrate birthdays. Usually a crew member relies on their crewmate to bring little presents up. We've had one birthday so far since I've been here, and had a little small birthday party with special food. How come?
This is Edwin. Do 3D printers work differently in microgravity? If so, what tools were you able to make using 3D printers on the ISS? Over.
One thing we're trying to figure out is if 3D printers work differently. It seems like we've had a lot of success. I've seen a pair of flyers made with them, but that's one of the technology demonstrations we're trying to show.
This is Taylor. How was one assigned a mission to space, and how long do you train for it? Over.
Hi, Taylor. We train for years and years to come to the space station, even before we become astronauts. We even start training in school. So doing well in school and taking care of your body. And then if you fall in love with a field and become prominent in that field, you might be selected to be an astronaut. And then you have about 2 to 3 years of training to be selected to a mission. Over.
This is Hudson. Is there internet on the ISS, and how do you communicate with your family and ground control? Over.
Hi, Hudson. Yes, there is internet, but it's only between the modules of the space station. We rely on satellites and big antennas to talk to the ground. And that is how we are able to talk to our families even, and to do mission control with the big satellites and our big antennas.
This is Ashby. How does it affect the ISS when another spacecraft flashes on or off? Over.
Hi, Ashby. It affects it a little bit. The space station is very big and very massive. We can put our hands on the hatch and we can feel and hear a clank when one is going away, and when one arrives, sometimes we feel a little rumble through the space station when it strikes us.
This is Others. Describe an experiment you are conducting on the ISS and what's its practical application. Over.
Hi, Others. I've been working with medical experiments, and I am the subject of the experiment. One thing Wayland has done is weaken our bones and our muscles, much like people as they age, or much like people in the intensive care unit or in the hospital. So our research is helping us understand how to allow people to recover, just like astronauts have to recover when they come back to space. Over.
This is Ryan. Are cyber attacks of concern aboard the ISS? Over.
Hi, Diane. Yes, they are of a concern, as just like everywhere else. And so we have lots of smart people and lots of good software aboard to help us. Over.
My name is Annalie. Is the spacesuit comfortable? Over.
Hi, Annalie. It is until it's inflated, and then it feels like a suit of armor. Actually, spacewalks can beat you up a little bit, but they're a lot of fun, and we like doing them. Over.
This is Dea. What do you feel when coming back to Earth? Over.
Yeah, you feel the gravity, and then it feels very strong. You can even feel it pulling on your face. But you get used to it in a couple of days, and it's always good to get back to Earth. Over.
This is Jared. What task or duty do you do on the ISS that you particularly enjoy more than another? What do you like to do and not like to do on the ISS? Over.
Hi, Jared. I like doing a lot of the science that's up here. We see things every day that people have never seen before, and I find that very exciting. I like working with the tool because it's fun to hold yourself down and see things float, and I like looking out the window. I can't think of anything I don't like to do up here so far. Over.
This is Khadija. What is the most unusual thing you've done or seen in space? Over.
Like Khadija, I would say the most unusual thing I've done and seen was riding the robotic arm when I was in a spacewalk about 10 days ago.
reason behind choosing these particular plants? Over.
Hello. We grew hatch chilies on our last crop. They are very hardy little plants. They tend to do well, and people like to eat them, and they're very pretty. They're almost like another crew member. And then when we harvested our crop, we enjoyed them very much. They were very tasty. Over.
This is Sailor. What food or foods do you look forward to eating when you're returned to Earth? Over.
Hello, Sailor. I love crunchy, cold things, and that is what I miss. So I think I would love to have a big cold ham sandwich with cold mayonnaise, cold mustard, and crunchy lettuce, tomatoes on it, and fresh bread. Over.
This is Hudson. How is it decided when someone will bake cookies in the space kitchen? Over.
Well, like all other jobs, we all rotate through them. And so everybody gets a chance. We don't actually have an oven to bake cookies, but someone might pull them out of their package for us. We cut hair, we clean the house, and we all rotate, we all take part. Over.
This is Ashby. How are AR and VR technologies utilized for astronaut training in or on the ISS? Over.
We do use it on the ISS. We use it in particular to get ready for spacewalks. And we train with our little jetpacks using VR. In case for some reason we come off the space station during our spacewalk, we have to fly our jetpacks back to it. So we get to train how to do that with VR here on the space station.
This is Others. Do you have difficulty falling asleep on the ISS compared to Earth? If so, what helps you go to sleep easier when you are in orbit? Over.
That's a great question. The first few days you do have some difficulty. I think it's because it's a new place and you feel like you're falling all the time. And if you've had a dream where felt like you were falling, you would wake up. So that happens for a few days. But after a while, I think the work that helps us sleep very well. Some of the best sleep I've had has been in space. And we can be tired at the end of a hard work day. So that helps us sleep.
This is Ryan. What are some of the personal items you brought with you to space? Over.
So Diane, I brought pictures of family with me. That is the main thing. And then I brought little toys for other people so I can fly and take pictures of it and bring it back to them as a present.
This is Dr. White asking for Annalie. What activities do you enjoy doing with the other astronauts in your spare time? Over.
Dr. White, we actually have a very good time learning how to translate and move around the space station and do flips and such, which can actually be very useful and being efficient in our work up here. But usually when we're around, we either talk about our families or we practice flips and floating around. Over.
This is Dea. How's being on the ISS affected your life perspective on Earth? Over.
Hi, Dea. It's made me fall in love with my planet, and you realize when you see outside the Earth and see how empty space is and all the distant stars and planets, it makes humanity feel very precious and very small and very tiny, actually. So it has made me feel very special, and all of us very special in the universe, and that our planet is very fragile and precious. Over.
This is Jaron. What is your favorite book about space or NASA? Over.
My favorite book, I would have to say, is I have two of them. One of them is The Martian, which you may have heard about. They made a movie from it. And the other is 2001: A Space Odyssey. Everyone knows the movie, but it was a book for me. Over.
Dr. Marshburn, this is Dr. White. I'm the middle school science teacher here at Savannah River Academy. On behalf of the Board of Directors, staff, and faculty of Savannah River Academy, but especially from the students here, I would like to thank you for your contribution to exploration of space and for making a lifetime memories with these students. Thank you very much.
So wonderful to hear all of your voices. Thank you so much for the questions. I wish we could take longer, but we're just going too fast. 17,500 miles per hour. So study hard and have fun learning. Over.
such great sports about this weather that didn't super cooperate with us, though it didn't affect the radio, which was the most important part. It was a little bit more difficult to hear out here, and we know that, but this was all recorded, so you will be able to watch it again. You'll be able to share it with family and friends if they couldn't be here or couldn't watch it. This is just such an amazing experience. I want to thank everyone again who's been involved in this. This is when I hear it all together about everything the kids have learned all year and all of the people who have helped get us to this point. I'm just in awe. This event isn't really over right now, even though the weather's not, again, super cooperating with us, but we do have Diablo's food truck and the Meadows here. We have face painting, we have popcorn, we have some activities, and so we would, Focus Friday folks, you probably are staying. If parents do want to check their kids out at some point early, you can do so, but please do so we don't panic and think that your child has just gone missing. There is a sign up under the portico, but you are welcome to now transition and get yourself some food and talk about this great day. So thanks again for coming. Students stay for a minute. Students, you're going to go with your homeroom.